Test, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Test, test, test. Test, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Test, test, test. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Test, 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 1, 2, 1, 2.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3. Testing, testing. Mic check 1 2 3. Testing, testing. Mic check 1 2. Okay. Mic check 1 2 3. Testing, testing. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
How'd you get front row? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me grab your attention. Welcome to the Georgia Forestry Association headquarters here in Forsyth, Georgia. It's a pleasure to have all of you here this afternoon for what is a really incredible and important day for the Forestry Association and all of our members. On behalf of our members, welcome to our headquarters. I would just say, on behalf of all of our members, it's an honor to welcome you to our office and for this bill signing ceremony. Governor Kemp, it is always a pleasure to see you, and thank you and thanks to your entire team for making this event possible here at our office location here. I just want to say, since our founding in 1907, our association has never seen an event like Hurricane Helene and the impacts of that hurricane to our sector and to our state. And we hope that we never see that devastation, that type of devastation ever again to our sector and to our great state. We're deeply grateful for Governor Kemp, for Speaker John Burns, for Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, Majority Whip Burchett. I see you over there. We're thankful for Chairman Russ Goodman and for all of the members of the Georgia General Assembly for their swift and decisive action with the passage of House Bill 233. And we're excited to be here today to sign House Bill 233 into the law of our great state of Georgia. A special thank you real quick to Ag Commissioner Tyler Harper. Tyler, Commissioner Harper, you've been outstanding in supporting rural Georgia and forestry during this tough time that our industry has been facing. Also to our friends over at the Georgia Farm Bureau, Georgia Agribusiness Council, and to the Georgia Poultry Federation, thank you for standing alongside of us and advocating for good policy that will help our great state and help our forest landowners and help the farmers of our state recover, and really with the goal of keeping Georgia what it is to our great nation. And Georgia is America's #1 forestry state in the nation. We believe the work that you guys have done with House Bill 233 will help us continue to thrive and continue to be successful and continue to be a leader in forestry. To everyone that played a role in getting us here today, thank you, thank you, thank you. We certainly appreciate your support, and it's a job well done. Now is my distinct honor to turn the program over to our great governor of the state of Georgia, the Honorable Brian Kemp. Governor, it's always good to see you. We're grateful for you. We're thankful for your strong leadership. And we are certainly glad you're here today. Welcome, and I'll turn it over to you. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Well, thank y'all so much. You're very kind. It is an honor to be back here at the Georgia Forestry Association. Tim, I want to thank you and the executive committee, who I know a lot of those folks are here, and your board. And as a member, I want to thank you for hosting our great First Lady and I. Today we are honored to be with you all in what is a very exciting day, but also took a lot of good hard work this legislative session and certainly days before that. And I know that these are going to be meaningful steps for our farmers and foresters and all those that were impacted by Hurricane Helene. I will say, as Tim was just talking about, this has been a long time coming, and I certainly want to recognize and thank so many people that worked really hard on a lot of these things to help deliver relief to our agriculture and forestry community that they certainly deserved. I know Speaker Burns and Lieutenant Governor Jones weren't able to be with us today. I think we're going to hear a video message from them here in just a little bit, but they were obviously big factors this legislative session on disaster relief and a lot of other good policy that we did. I want to thank Senator Russ Goodman, who's here with us today, the chair of the Senate Ag Committee, who carried the legislation in the Senate. He has been tirelessly advocating for our farming families, and from long before Hurricane Helene to the days immediately following up and this moment. I know Tim mentioned James Burchett, Representative Burchett, sponsored the bill in the House, and we appreciate his work for supporting our farmers and wood producers as well. I did want to just thank, I don't believe Chairman Blake Tillery, the Senate Appropriations Chairman, or Representative Matt Hadgett, who chairs the Appropriations Committee in the House, made it today, but I just want to acknowledge both of them on their hard work in both budgets this year and everything they did to help us with hurricane relief and making that a priority. And certainly the rest of the legislators that are here today. There's way too many to start naming names, but I appreciate you all really bipartisan effort on hurricane relief this year. We're very grateful for that. I also want to just thank Tyler Harper and his great work at the Department of Agriculture and being an advocate for the ag industry and the forestry industry, and he continues to do that to this day. I know he's continuing to work. We were talking earlier at our bill signing on public safety. I know he's been at the White House recently with Secretary Rollins, continuing to advocate to make sure the aid money starts flowing. I believe we've got us a schedule now, and so I appreciate Tyler in a lot of ways being part of the kitchen cabinet up there that's helping push that down. I also want to thank House Majority Leader Chuck F. Strachan, our farming associations, and our individuals statewide who have made your voices heard on what we need, and thank you for ensuring that we had a great bill that was delivered to help people recover and come back stronger than ever from Hurricane Helene, and I know we've got a lot of other legislators that were doing the same. Also, just want to thank Farm Bureau. I know they're in the room, President McCall, the Poultry Federation, as was mentioned, Mike Giles, Will Bentley, and the Agribusiness Council. We also have Department, I think Barbara Holmes is here. There's Barbara. Barbara, stand up. I want to make sure everybody gets to see you, because this is our just wanted to make sure everybody's getting to know our new Commissioner of Labor. Barbara's doing a great job over at the Labor Department and working hard to be part of our economic development team and making sure that we're getting folks back to work that need assistance in doing that. So I appreciate you being here today. Also, just, you know, when you have great leaders at the state agency level and you don't really know who they are, that means they do a good job every day and there's not a lot of problems over there. And so I just want to thank Commissioner Frank O'Connell, the Department of Revenue. He has just been an incredible, steady hand in a lot of the tax policy and other things that we have done on hurricane relief, tax rebates, our tax cuts. So Frank, thank you for all you're doing. Also EPD Commissioner Jeff Cowan. Jeff is another steady hand that just does an incredible job helping protect all of our precious assets in the state, but also working well with the business community. So Jeff, thank you for being here today, and if I missed anybody else, I apologize for that. As Tim was saying, we were impacted like a storm, by a storm like no other in our state with Hurricane Helene, literally affecting every part of our state, even though some people kind of forget about that. But it devastated many communities, obviously from Valdosta to Augusta, but also beyond that when you think about the rain that we had and the flooding in the metro Atlanta area and up into the mountains. In the days that followed, Marty and I had the opportunity to travel to many of the hardest hit areas, literally from one side of the state crossing to the other. And it was incredible to see that damage. And it's not often in a hurricane where, the storm touches your state for the first time that it also looks the same when it's leaving your state on the other side of the state. And that's what happened with this storm. Never lost any of its strength. It was a bad, bad storm all the way across our state. And it was devastated in every community we went to. And I remember people saying, like, we've never seen a storm like this. It's total devastation here. And I said, hey, it's like this everywhere. It's like this everywhere that storm hit. Very unprecedented. But I am so proud that the leaders in this room took immediate action to fast track the rebuilding process, like suspension of the state gas tax and enforcement of off-road diesel regulations on public roads. We also redirected at the time $100 million to the Georgia Development Authority for disaster relief, financial support for farmers, and debris cleanup for timber producers. Steps like these were critical in those early days in the initial steps of recovery, but that was just the start of what we were working on. We were looking at around $5.5 billion in losses for our #1 industry in the state, generational loss for our families and our farm community and our forest producers, and communities that to this day and for many years will not look the same. Along with leaders at the local, state, and federal level, we all called on Congress to pass an aid package for our farmers and foresters and others, communities that were hit by the storm. And we're certainly grateful for both President Trump and Congress's support. And as we approach this year's legislative session, we knew we needed further action to help communities hurt by Helene. Farmers operate on extremely tight margins, and the cost to rebuild from a storm of this magnitude could be impossible for some to shelter. And I told a lot of people before this storm hit, the ag economy was not in good shape, and this only made it worse and tougher for those folks in that world. But that is why in the amended budget that I signed back in March included over $867 million for hurricane relief, including $285 million for the Development Authority to provide disaster relief payments. I want to continue to thank our Agriculture Commissioner Tyler Harper and what him and his folks are doing there. $163 million for the governor's emergency fund for expenses related to our emergency response. You can only imagine how many different state agencies we had responding to the storm. I know I didn't mention Commissioner Sabo earlier, but the Georgia Forestry Commission, the Department of Transportation, all these agencies, State Patrol and others that were responding was incredible, but it's also very expensive. So we appreciate everything that the legislature did to support us in these efforts. We had over $21 million for one-time grants to rural hospitals that were impacted by the storm. This was a priority of the General Assembly, and I want to thank them for making that so. Also, $25 million for grants to nonprofits leading the rebuilding and recovery effort. We also rolled out legislation focused on this issue, bills that I'm proud to be signing today. Taken together, these measures represent over $1 billion state dollars that we have dedicated to Hurricane Helene relief. House Bill 223, sponsored by House Majority Whip Burchett and carried by Chairman Russ Goodman in the Senate, is a result of our work alongside our legislative partners to ensure that we rebuild stronger than ever. The bill exempts federal crop loss payments and disaster payments from state income tax. It establishes a reforestation tax credit to help timber producers recover from the storm and also encourage them to replant their crop. Allows local governments to temporarily suspend collection of the harvest tax on timber producers to assist in cleanup efforts, and provides a temporary addition to the Georgia agricultural tax exemption for building materials to repair and rebuild poultry houses, livestock facilities, greenhouses, and other ag structures. I'll also sign Senate Bill 201, sponsored by Senator Larry Walker, who's with us today, and carried in the House by Representative Lisa Hagan, who's also with us. This bill provides increased protection for consumers from predatory contractors following natural disasters. As we've seen in the aftermath of Helene and other storms, the days immediately following weather events like this can be confusing and also very emotional. Georgians should not be taken advantage of by corrupt parties trying to make a quick buck off the pain of others, and this legislation helps make that goal a reality. I want to thank all those who work to make this legislation possible and who fight for hardworking Georgians. Finally, I'll sign House Bill 143, sponsored by Chairman and Representative Robert Dickey, who's here with us today, and carried in the Senate by Senator Sam Watson. I hadn't seen Sam. I'm not sure if he's here or not. But this bill is an Environmental Protection Division agency legislation that removes the burden of agricultural water metering equipment installation and maintenance from farmers and returns it to the state. We have worked hard with our partners in the agricultural community to be a steward of our natural resources and to protect them for our farmers' use for years to come. We have made great strides in that work in recent years, allowing for the issuance of the first new agricultural water withdrawal permits in portions of the lower Flint and Chattahoochee River basins in over a decade. And thanks to the hard work of our farmers and the men and women at EPD, including again Jeff and his team who are with us today, we're able to take another step forward in supporting our agricultural community with this legislation. We knew from the morning after Hurricane Helene hit that it would take a coordinated effort from all levels of government to support those impacted by this historic storm. In the months since, we have never wavered in working toward that goal, and I'm proud today's bill signings will provide further relief. The road to the recovery has been long, and it will continue to be long. In many communities we know across the state will feel the impact of Hurricane Helene for many years to come. But know that we will not forget you, and we will never stop working to support you on that road to full recovery. I again want to thank the leaders here with me and those from across the state who have worked to support our farmers and our timber growers and the local communities that were devastated by the storm. But more importantly, I want to thank the farming families and frontline workers who rolled up their sleeves and did the hard work of cleaning up and moving forward, along with many of our state agencies. Like I often say, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And one thing's for sure, our farmers and our foresters are tough people. Their commitment to moving forward after all they've faced is an inspiration to all of us. There's still more work to be done, but I'm proud to sign these bills and deliver on our promise to the men and women who are the backbone of our state. Before I sign these bills, I hope you'll turn your attention to the monitors as we receive a message from Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones and Speaker of the House, the Honorable John Burns. Thank you all.
Everybody, Burt Jones here. Sorry I'm not there with you today for the bill signing. This is a very important bill package that the governor is signing today, particularly for our victims of Hurricane Helene, the storm damage that was done to southeast Georgia. I want to thank Governor Kemp and Speaker Burns for the hard work that they put into this. They were great partners in us putting this package together. I also want to thank our first responders again and our ag community. And our agricultural commissioner, Tyler Harper, who have worked so hard to try to get southeast Georgia back on its feet. We hope this will go a long ways towards that, and we wish everyone continued success. And if we can ever help you, you always know you can reach out to us. God bless and take care.
Hey everyone, Speaker John Burns here, and it's a great day to be a Georgian as we deliver on our commitment to provide critical relief to the families, citizens, businesses, and communities impacted by Hurricane Helene. Last September, southeast Georgia witnessed unimaginable generational loss. But despite this, Georgians from all walks of life, every background, and from across the state came together to do what we do best: support each other in our greatest times of need, neighbors helping neighbors. I want to thank Governor Kemp, First Lady Marty Kemp, and the girls for all they did to help our communities in the aftermath of Helene. They were on the ground from day one, and I can't tell you how much it meant to us to have our state's first family giving our communities their unwavering support. From over $800 million in our amended budget to tax relief for our farmers and our timber producers, the House was proud to support these measures that will deliver direct relief where it's needed most. I know one thing is certain: our state is resilient, and there is nothing we can't overcome together. Here in Georgia, our brightest days are ahead of us. Thank you, and may God continue to bless our great state of Georgia.
All right, well, Tim, thank y'all again for hosting us today. Marty and I are going to move to the table, and we'll get the team to come up and call the bills, and be honored to have the legislators and other folks that had an interest or did a little work on these to join us as we sign these pieces of legislation. So thank you.
The first bill will be House Bill 223, which is the Hurricane Helene relief package. If you'd like to be in that photo, if you'll quickly make your way behind the governor and first lady.
Here,
Last is House Bill 143.
All right, here we go. House Bill 143.
Again, in closing, I'll just let everyone know, we will be out in the lobby. There are refreshments. If you want to hang around and enjoy those, help yourself. We'd love to fellowship with you. Make yourself at home here at the association office. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate you.